Hey friends, happy midweek, and I know we're doing it tonight on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday, but it's for good reason. This week, my good buddy from Bible college brought his wife out to visit with us. They came to enjoy our friendship and just to enjoy company with one another, and she's never been to the Midwest, so they came and stayed with us for a few days, and man, it was awesome. I don't know what friends do for you in your life, but man, I love having relationships with people. And this is one of these relationships that's lasted like nearly 15 years. We were calculating it the other day. And I'm so grateful for his friendship. I'm grateful for his bride who fits into our family as well. Just great people. And so that's why I wasn't able to do midweek last night. We're doing it tonight instead. But this kind of segues into what our midweek is tonight. And so what do friends do for you? See, we're in a series called Jesus Is. And what we're doing is looking at different areas of the Bible where Jesus makes claims about himself. And tonight we're going to be in Matthew chapter 11 at the end of the chapter, and we'll get there in a second. But let me just ask you that question again as we get started. What do friends do for you? And let me tell you what they do for me. Friends are just like a beacon of light for me. Sometimes when you're walking through just life, it gets kind of muddy, and some hard things happen. And you just wish that you had someone that you can just confide in to talk about whatever it is you need to talk about. Whether it's a mess up you've made, whether it's a sin you've committed, whether it's other people attacking you. And you just need to have that person that can just simply be not only just an encourager to you, but someone who can help speak truth into your life. And so these are the kind of friends that I value the most. The ones who can really speak truth. The ones who aren't afraid to say, hey, Brandon, yeah, you probably screwed that up. But yet still love you even in your failure. And man, that's what makes a great friend for me too. Someone that's reliable, and all those good things are part of it too. But I just really enjoy the friends that care enough about you to tell you the hard truth, even when they know you don't want to hear it. And after that conversation, knowing that you're still going to be really close is just really powerful. And I say that to kind of move into this section. How hard is it for you to be able to find a friend like that? I mean, do you have one? How hard is it for you to kind of look at life and just say, man, I need to share this with people. I need to walk through life with somebody. And sometimes our spouse is a good friend, but they can't be that friend. You know what I mean? And because you may have to go talk to somebody about your problems with your wife or whatever it may be. And it's just nice knowing that you have someone who's physically, emotionally, spiritually, and even maybe mentally connected to you in a way that they can simply just understand where you're at. And they give you that encouragement not to give up, to keep going, to keep sharing life together. And then even through the happy days, they get to celebrate the joy of life with you. And so whether it's good or bad, friends are super important, at least to me, and I hope they are to you as well. But I know for a fact that they're important to Jesus. And so that's what the passage we're going to be reading tonight is about. And so he's at the end of Matthew chapter 11, and he's offering this prayer. And this is what he says. He says, at the time Jesus said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned. He's talking about the mysteries of what God is, what heaven is. And he says, but you revealed them to little children. Yes, Father, for this is what you were pleased to do. All things have been committed to me by the Father. So right here, he's already acknowledging the fact that God the Father has given him complete authority. It says in verse 27, all things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father. So he's saying if you want to get to know the Father, you have to know the Son. John 14:6 says that same thing. No one gets to the Father except through me, right? Well, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through me. So you have to know who Jesus is in order to know who God is. And then he continues, the Son except the Father. And no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. This is what I love. I love that verse because here's the thing is the closer you get to following Jesus, the closer you are in your relationship to Jesus, the more you're going to know. Because as you grow in your relationship to Jesus, the mystery just sort of unfolds. And this is what that looks like. Have you ever read a Bible verse maybe so many different times in your life that all of a sudden it just clicked? And notice when it clicked, you were probably trying to pursue a deeper friendship, a deeper relationship with Jesus. And so because of that, as you start to progress through the scriptures, as you progress through Bible reading and prayer and all the good things that come with that, you're getting to know Jesus more. And as you get to know him more, you automatically get closer to the Father. Because look what it says. It says, nobody knows the Father except the Son and those whom the Son chooses to reveal him. And so at some point, what seems foolishness now, as you continue your dive, as you continue to live your life, as you continue to pursue the truth, the mystery will be revealed. Christ will reveal it to you. But he knows that that's a challenge, right? I mean, he knows, because we get wrapped up in our sin. And in fact, I've talked to some people even today at work that just said, man, how is it that God would ever take me seriously knowing that I'm such a sinner like I am? And this is the verse that popped into my mind. And this is going to be the kind of the conclusion of our midweek tonight, is Jesus says this, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. How many of you right now are looking for rest? I mean, you're just so overwhelmed with life, and you've just got so many things pulling for your attention. And some of that may be sinful, and some of that may just be distractions that are just leading you in all these different areas and pulling you away from what really matters. And so when people see you, you may not be saying out loud what's going on, but they could just tell on your face and just how you're acting that, man, you are carrying some weight and you are just filled with burdens, whatever that may be. And these are the things that are keeping you up at night. These are the things that are just wrecking your world and stealing the joy from your life. And Jesus says, come to me, all of you who have done those things. Come to me, all of you who have thought those thoughts. Come to me, all of you who are restless because of your past, of all of the things that you've done, and you can't sleep, you can't function, you just can't do. And he says, come to me as you are, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Jesus is proclaiming something else about himself, that he has the power to give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. Let's talk about that for a second. What this yoke is a friendship, right? If you would look back at the antique farm equipment, they had these things called yokes. And what it is, it looks like a big, like an arrow. And it's just this big thing, and it bows out into two separate places where you can tie your oxen to this. And so if you only had one ox tied into this yoke and it's pulling, it's going to probably get the job done, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for it to do it. So if you use the yoke as it was properly intended for, you're going to have two pieces of livestock, two oxen, two cows, whatever it may be, and they're moving simultaneously in the same direction, and together they produce a better, more productive pull. Right? That's just common knowledge right there. And what Jesus is saying here is he goes, come share the yoke with me. Take my yoke, put it upon you, and learn from me. And what he's saying is, why don't you come on my journey with me? You won't make my life easier, but I will promise you that I will carry the burdens of yours. And I will help make your life so much easier, so much more productive, that it's just going to bring you a sense of peace, so that all the things that are robbing you of your joy are going to be eliminated if you just walk with me. He goes, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So he's like, hey, when you come to me, it's not going to seem as heavy. The problems will still be there, but you have a partner to go through it with. You have a friend to walk through this with. And imagine what life would look like if we just simply knew the friendship that we had in Jesus. I hope you guys have a great week. We look forward to seeing you this weekend.